Welcome to SBA Today for the week of January 13th. And as always, I am your host, Paul Long, and I am joined here with my lovely co-host, Tanya. And Tanya, we got a special guest and some pretty cool stuff going on. Tell us about.
We certainly do. Okay, y'all, if you have been in the SBA industry for more than a year, you don't know this person, what's wrong with you, right? Correct. All right, so we've got Professor Mr. Lance Sexton with us that has huge news. I'm talking huge, H-U-G-E, and that's coming up at the end, so you better stay tuned. Anyway, Mr. Sexton is a prominent figure in the small business administration, SBA lending industry. He currently serves as the Executive Vice President, Servicing and Liquidations for Fountainhead Commercial Capital. With over 30 years of experience, Lance has deep understanding of SBA loans and the challenges that's faced by small businesses. His expertise spans loan origination, servicing, and liquidation. Prior to joining Fountainhead, he held various leadership positions at other financial institutions, including Deputy Director of the SBA, Littleton Rock Commercial Loan Servicing Center, and Senior Vice President of Commercial Lending at Legacy National Bank. Sexton's dedication to the small business community and his expertise in SBA lending have solidified his reputation as a respected leader in the industry. Welcome, 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 Lance.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here today.
And I got to add, Lance is definitely in my top 3 favorite people in the SBA industry. His knowledge, he's always willing to talk about things and issues, etc., and just the most down-to-earth guy I know. So, Lance, thanks so much for being on here with us. And so, so what I think we should do today, as we kind of previewed, is we're going to kind of hit you with some questions that were asked. And then towards the end, like Tanya was saying, we got some big news, and it comes out here on SBA Today. So I'm just going to kind of dive into some questions that we got. You ready, Lance?
Oh, absolutely. Paul, I just want you and Tanya, I just want to let y'all know that this is bringing back old Coleman Report office hours. Ask the professor vibes on me. So I'm ready. I promise you, I've been in the hot seat once or twice before on the office hours. And Paul, you participated.
Oh my gosh, for years. Absolutely. And maybe we turn this into a rotating thing. This could be fun.
I think it should be brought back, Paul, because I'm not afraid to answer questions. I'm not right 100% of the time, but at least
99.9.
At least in this mind, I think I'm right. So we'll see.
If you're confident enough in your answer, you're right.
That's exactly right.
Or like me, you just dress the part and you're just like, hey, there's such big news. Like I told Paul, there's such big news coming down the line today. I had to bring out my inner fun, my inner Barbie to kind of, bring it. You got to bring it all the way today, man. This thing's good.
Well, let's dive into some questions that I have seen come across. Yeah. So here's an example, Lance. Where does it say that we can use a valuation rather than an appraisal for secondary collateral? Okay, so let's use an example. We have a loan for $2 million. $1 million of it is real estate. Okay, the primary real estate that we're buying. And then we're taking another, I don't know, let's say $600,000 in primary residence collateral, secondary collateral. Okay, where does it say that we can use a valuation rather than an appraisal and be safe in SBA and government eyes?
Okay, this is a great question, guys, and one of the things that I'm a big proponent of in SBA lending is not overdoing the underwriting process, not ordering reports that are not necessary to underwrite and properly close the loan, which creates expense for the borrower. SBA has no specific requirements for appraisals on non-commercial real estate, meaning If we have commercial real estate that's being bought with the proceeds of the SBA loan, then SBA does have some appraisal requirements on loans over $500,000. But in the case Paul mentioned, we're talking about residential real estate, and I see people order full-blown appraisals on junior mortgages on residential real estate all the time. Now, what do I think is the best value tool? Yeah, I like a full-blown appraisal, guys, but it's not necessary. A Zillow, a Redfin, a drive-by broker's price opinion are all perfectly acceptable. And Paul, you asked the question, and I can't do this on everything, but I actually know the page number.
Yes,
if you want the supporting page number, it's page number 116 of the SOP 5010-7.1.
Wow.
This is why he's the frickin' professor, guys.
Wow. Right.
Oh, that's awesome.
I am a strong proponent. I had the pleasure previously in my career to build an SBA lending department at 2 different community banks. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that was critical to me in properly building that and making a splash in the market was not overdoing the underwriting process, not ordering reports that we don't have to have. Now, so in the case, and I got to be honest with you guys, I wish they would redo the SOP and completely take out the possibility of getting a pesky junior mortgage on residential real estate. Being someone that works in servicing and liquidation, I can only point to a very small number of instances where that actually resulted in recovery. So,
really?
There's some, but it's not. If I took 20 liquidation cases that had a junior mortgage on residential real estate, maybe 4 or 5 of the 20 would actually have some recovery value, because what happens is you foreclose, and that's going to cost you, depending on the state, $10,000 to $15,000. You have care and preservation expenses. You have realtor commissions selling the property. You have to pay off the first mortgage holder. And by the time you actually sell the property and get recovery, quite often, the net recoverable value is not anything. It's 0. So
just to kind of push back just a little bit on this, I love taking seconds on houses because I think it's a mental game. It's totally a mental thing. Like, and you're probably right though. I mean, yeah, you may have some equity, et cetera, and you maybe could net something at the end for the SBA, but it's mental. You put my house on the line, I'm going to probably work a little bit harder, right? Because I don't want to lose it. So, I mean, that's 100%. My thought as a.
Well, I think we do the same thing, Paul. We're right there with you. I mean, we're like, and we've seen it. We've seen it actually, where somebody could walk away easily if they chose to, but with their house there, all of a sudden it just it increased their determination to make things work, and they did. So that was good.
No, you guys are exactly on point, and I completely agree with you. And I know, Paul, you've sat through enough of my training to know that I always tell Bob you should take the junior mortgage for the commitment. And I can share a real brief story about a junior mortgage. There was a bank that closed. I was one of the lead managers on the closing team. There was an SBA loan that had a junior mortgage on residential real estate, but the loan had been charged off 4 or 5 years previously. And all of a sudden we get an odd phone call from a title company wanting to know what the payoff was on that loan. We never released the junior mortgage, and 5 years after the loan was charged off, we actually got some recovery. So pro tip, if you're in the liquidation department and there's a junior mortgage on residential real estate, don't ever release it unless you get some sort of recovery. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, why would you ever do that? Absolutely. Interesting. All right. So let's jump to a new one. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
So on small loans, can you use all of your regular loan docs and no SBA docs on your small loans?
That's a pretty interesting question, because the new SOP on documents, they spend a lot of time, guys, trying to say you don't have to use any SBA documents. And when you go in, the one form that I think is absolutely necessary is the 1919. But you look at an SBA small loan, and when it talks about putting the loan into SBA system, it doesn't say you have to use the SBA form 1919. It says you have to have the information that's on it. Now, it's real fuzzy. And when something is real fuzzy, I err on the side of caution. And so I'm going to say you have to have a 1919. But I've reread that section of the SOP over and over again, and I could see where someone would say, we don't have to have any SBA forms to do a credit scored SBA small loan. And I mean, I've read it 20 times prior to talking to you guys about being on the show. And then I went back last night and read through it again. And I'm like, I could see where someone would get that. But I'm going to encourage you, you need to have an SBA form 1919. What's so critical there are all the borrower certifications. And I think however, you can use your own internal bank forms for other things. Now, again, from an SBA servicing and liquidation side, I much prefer to see you use the SBA note and the SBA guarantee, because when a guarantee purchase is submitted, I like to give SBA comfortable things that they can deal with, and having the SBA. As comfort with. It's just like the transcript. 49 does not have to be used as long as your bank transcript has all the same information. But if you have SBA team members that are so accustomed to getting a particular form, why not send them that form and make the process easier? So do I think you could potentially do a loan without SBA forms? Yes. Would I recommend it? Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah, but during that, one of the things I heard you say, because it's something that we all are familiar with the SOP, right? Is in rereading it and then rereading it again. And then I think it says, and it's one of those things that the SOP is extremely, or at times, much of it, there's an interpretation in how you read it, correct?
Oh, well, first of all, I would be crazy not to tell you I love the fact the SBA SOPs are pretty confusing, because there wouldn't be a place for somebody like me to come on and do training and try to explain it.
God.
There you go. I think he tells them, no, that's way too clear. Can we muddy that up a bit?
Yeah. And I actually sat on an SOP committee when I worked at SBA. Mm-hmm. And our objective was to reduce the number of pages and clarify that SOP. And when we finished, we actually had more pages. Yeah. And it was less clear.
Makes sense to me.
I always know when I'm reading an SOP, a section of the SOP, and I'm trying to dive into something specific, kind of like the small loan or something like that, and I have to read it twice or 3 times, then 4 times, then I know I'm going down a rabbit hole that is going to be a fun party, because it's always going to be crazy. I'm like, oh, crap.
But
you mean everyone's not a fun party for you there, Paul? Come on.
But guys, it's an excellent question, because I could see where someone would say, we don't have to use any SBA forms at all.
Yeah.
But I don't recommend it.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, we have a few minutes left here, and I think you have an announcement.
Oh, well, hey, wait, one thing I want to say before we go there. I'm excited about the announcement. One of the things I wanted to talk, there's still going to be change in the SOPs coming forward. We have a new administration coming in. Yep. We have a new SBA administrator. I think the do what you do rule may potentially get pulled back some. And the one thing in the SOP that terrifies me is when it says, do what you do, and we'll make a determination if you did the right thing when you submit your guarantee purchase.
Right.
That terrifies me.
Well, that is one of the questions we had on there anyway, which was the most challenging part of SBA in general, right? So you just kind of answered it for us without without us having to ask. So it is absolutely true, though. I mean, don't you think, Paul?
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
So much can go south with the do what you do to a degree.
So
with certain ones. Not everybody, but certain ones.
So I have a quick question for you guys. Will it be the 50-10-7-2 or the 50-10-7-1A? No.
I think because it's a new administration, it'll be another like total new number because they have to start fresh. That's my opinion. They don't want any connection to 7.
All right, guys. I am ready to get to the big announcement.
Oh, here we go.
What
the big
is
announcement.
Phoenix
If you
Rising?
if you guys have been following Lance on LinkedIn, you know what we're talking about, or anybody from this organization. So what you got, Lance? What are you doing?
So guys, for the past year, everyone has been saying, hey, Lance, what's wrong with your LinkedIn? Your LinkedIn's not, I mean, we know you're not at Fountainhead anymore. And yet I continue to work. And I go to conferences and I'll have a name badge and people are asking questions about it. Well, and this audience will be the very first to know about this. This national press release was released probably 15 minutes ago. So we are the first group to know about this. A new organization has been formed. It's called Phoenix Lender Services. So if you've seen the cryptic SBA post about the number of years of experience, the number of dollars of loans, you know, there's various posts. We're forming a new company called Phoenix Lender Services. It'll be a subsidiary of a bank in Georgia called a bank holding company in Georgia called Community Bank Shares. And Phoenix Lender Services will be an LSP. Our primary and first client will be Community Bank or Community Bank and Trust, which is also part of the Community Bank Shares team. We're going to be providing cradle to grave lender services to SBA lenders throughout the country. And not every institution has the ability to go out and hire an SBA team, to get an SBA underwriting team, an SBA closing team, an SBA servicing and liquidation team. Phoenix Lender Services is going to be there to provide those services throughout the United States. Hang on, guys. I got to get it.
Yeah.
One of the, I've been losing my voice for a couple of days. One of the key things is our team has, I don't know if you saw the post, 400 years of experience.
Saw that.
And that's not all me. Although I have almost 40 years of experience right now, but there are several other team members that we have that have been in the SBA industry, including my good friend and our CEO, Chris Hearn, who's a part of this team. Others like Michael Bland, Stephanie Dunn, Jeremy Gilpin, also Doreen Amador, Shane Pearson. There are several great people on this team that have been a part of SBA lending for a long time. So I'm going to be able to correct my LinkedIn employer today, which is exciting for me.
Congratulations.
Yes, so big.
For the first time in a year. But we are so excited to announce this because we feel like with our leadership, with our amount of experience in underwriting, closing, and servicing and liquidating SBA loans, we're going to be a game changer for those banks that need help with their SBA lending effort.
That is huge.
So
Congratulations to you, because I'm
Yes.
sure, I mean, I know Chris loves to start up businesses, et cetera,
Yeah.
but damn it, it's a lot of work to do that. And so congratulations to you on that. And I'm excited to see what you guys do. That's exciting and such a need out there, big time.
Yeah, we're very excited. Of course, the LSP business has been around for a while, but
Yeah.
I don't know that there's ever been an LSP with this level of experience and dedication to the SBA loan program. So, you know, if interested, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. And I want to tell you guys, aside from the big announcement, which I'm excited to get that out, but I am so happy to be on the show today and would come back anytime you wanted me.
Well, thank you. Shoot, I'm sure we can always find time for that.
Absolutely.
And thank you for having us be, you know, the show that you made your big announcement on. We feel very special and blessed.
Yes.
Well,
absolutely.
I'm excited. I got to tell you guys, I was like a kid going to a toy store or candy store, however you want to look at it. I knew I was coming on the show today, and we were having a senior management call, and we were discussing this. And I said, guys, I'm on SBA today, tomorrow. Can I announce? And so the answer last night was not yet. Let us get back to you in the morning. And this morning I woke up at 6:30 and ran up to my desk, and I'm like, I can do it. I can do it. But,
yeah.
I know. He texted me. He's like, can you get on a call? It's like 6:30 a.m. my time. I was like, absolutely. What's up?
Well, the other thing,
Well,
Paul, we talked about it behind your back.
Oh, sure. Go for it.
No, I decided calling Paul at 4:30 in the morning or 5:30 in the probably not a good idea.
Yeah,
I would be like, what the hell is Lance doing?
Paul, I was nice. I actually texted you and gave you the information. You know what Paul would have done to me, Lance? He would have let me find out on here because they love to see my reaction. So they
kind of
keep
fun
things from me at times, and then it's like, so it's actually a true reaction. Oh, yeah. Anyway,
Well, guys,
anyway, well, Lance, thank you so much for being on here, and we so appreciate it. And we're going to shut it down.
Okay.
But we have loved chatting with you. Hit the likes down below if you like what you've seen. Share it with your community. Also, we are on LinkedIn and YouTube, obviously, live on Tuesday mornings. Otherwise, on any of your streaming platforms, you can reach us. And our other family of podcasts, the SBA, Art of SBA Lending and the BDO Show, go check them out as well. Loved having you, Lance. Thanks for being on, and we will see you guys next week.
Have a good day.